everybody and welcome to Book Talk, where today I will be discussing one of the most improved books in my opinion, and that is Sweet Peril by Wendy Higgins. This is the second book in the Sweet Evil series, which if you remember I didn't have such kind things to say about Sweet Evil when I first reviewed it, but I truckered on and decided to read the rest of the series because I had to see where it went and saw if it got better, and thankfully I am happy to report that it got so much better. I gave Sweet Evil 1 star, and after reading this I am prepared to give Sweet Peril 4 out of 5 stars. It was just that much of an improvement. It was pretty much everything I wanted to be in the first book. Anna finally grew a backbone and stopped being so naive and stupid, and I was really happy for that. But like I said, this is the second book in the series, so if you haven't read Sweet Evil yet and you don't want to be spoiled about what happens in that book, I'm going to tell you to not watch this book talk until you read Sweet Evil, and if you really want to find out what Sweet Evil is about, go watch my book talk on Sweet Evil, which I will leave in the little description box below. Sound good? Alright, so now if you're still with me, that means that you have read Sweet Evil, and if you're anything like me, maybe you didn't remember exactly what happened, because I kind of started skimming the end, so when I got to this book, I was kind of like, uh-oh, am I really going to remember what happened? Thankfully, there's somewhat of a time gap in between, so you really don't have to remember all the events in Sweet Evil to understand what's going on in Sweet Peril. Immediately, I could tell that I was going to like Anna a lot better in this book, and I was kind of nervous to get my hopes up, but from the first page, she was so different from how she was in Sweet Evil. She had changed her hair, her whole look, and she was kind of more of this disillusioned badass almost. I don't want to call her badass just because she didn't really like whip anyone's butt or anything, but she wasn't as naive as she was in the first book. She understood that to survive and to live, you kind of have to play a game to get along with dukes so they don't kill you, you know? And the only downside, her Achilles heel, if you will, was Caden. And when she first met Caden, after a while of seeing him and him being like, we can't be together. Do you understand why we can't be together? Because it's gonna get us killed. And she's like, Caden, don't leave me, buddy. Come on, I love you. So she shows up at a record signing for him and his band and is all basically like, take me back. Please take me back. We can make it work. And I was just like, Anna, please, I was just starting to like you, and now you're going back to your old self. But Caden basically leaves her in the dust as like, girl, you need to understand what's going on and why I can't be with you. By the way, I like your new bangs. Just throwing that out there. So then she kind of just leaves Caden behind for a lot of the book, which I actually really enjoyed because she goes and focuses on this other mission instead, which is that her father now thinks she is part of this prophecy. She is the one that is supposed to send the Dukes to heaven or hell, wherever they belong, and kind of rid the world of all their nastiness and stuff. So he sends her on a mission with Copanano. Cope. Let's just call him KP. So he sends her on a mission with KP to try and find these other children of Dukes, Nephilim, who are equally disillusioned with their parents and want to get rid of the Dukes once and for all. So they travel around the world, and as they travel around the world, things get interesting. And I don't want to spoil it in case you haven't read Sweet Peril, so if you haven't read Sweet Peril yet and you don't want to be spoiled, just turn away now, come back after you've read it, because interesting stuff happens, and I actually liked what happened for the most part, so I don't want to ruin it for you because it's actually really good. I know, can you believe it? So if you haven't read Sweet Peril yet, I will see you after you read it. Bye for now! So as KP and Anna embark on this journey to go find the Dukes, unfortunately, little romance starts to bloom, and Anna annoyed me because she had already said in Sweet Evil, and she mentioned it in this book, that she has already said Nope to her is just a friend. She likes him, she could be with him, it would be simple, it wouldn't be like Caden, but she just can't make herself like him like she likes Caden, which annoys me because she still ends up kissing the guy, and I was like, Anna, what the heck are you doing? Like, I know that you want Caden, and he's basically just like, get out of here. You can change your look, you can change your bangs, but you're not bang titty to me, which he actually says. I almost laughed and dropped the book when I said that, and I was like, what am I getting myself into? So that just really annoyed me when she was like, this whole love triangle with Nope. I was like, why do we need this? Like, ugh. We find out, surprise, surprise, KP is also part lust Nephilim like Caden. I was like, you just cannot let them go, can you, Anna? KP, being the good guy that he is like, I know she still likes Caden, so I'm gonna back off. So he tells her dad that he can't do any more missions with her, and her dad's like, honey, now I'm gonna send you to LA, where Caden and Blake are, to get them in on this whole plan so they know what's going on. But I need you to not go crazy when you see Caden like you usually do and turn into just a Bella Swan on us, where you're like, Caden, I love you so much. What was I supposed to say? So I was like, oh great, this is gonna go fabulous. And it started to in the beginning when she saw Caden and was like, I don't even know if I can talk to him. What is going on right now? And I was like, oh gosh, here we go. And then something magical happened. I don't know what exactly it was, but this just new Anna came about and was like, F you, Caden. You want to treat me like dirt and tell me to leave LA when I'm just trying to help you guys and help rid the world of the bad guys? I'm going to show you exactly how much of a douchebag you are. So she comes out rocking this like little bikini and is all just like striptease for him right there. And he's just like, love? And she's in the background like, wah. But she keeps it cool and collected. And Anna is going to leave. She's like, my time is over. I told you guys about the plan. That was all I need to do, so I'm going to leave. And she's at the airport, and lo and behold, what happens? The most cliched scene in all of literature and movies. The airport scene. Yes, folks! Anna is at the airport about to embark back to Atlanta when who shows up? Caden Rowe. Dun dun dun. He had even bought a ticket just to go through security to find her, and I was like, this is cute, but stop being so cliched. Basically says that, like, in his own simple words, that he loves her, and Anna's like, I love you, Kai, and she realizes that Kai isn't really capable of saying love. He didn't grow up with love, he didn't see it, so for her to be like, I love you, Kai, it's kind of reinforcing the idea and making him more comfortable saying I love you. And she realizes through his actions and some other words that he says that's basically his way of saying he loves her. He just can't get the physical words out because he hasn't grown up around love. He doesn't know what it is. So after the most cliched scene in all of history, they head back to his apartment where they cook and clean and bake brownies. And they're kissing, and Anna's like, this chastity belt is staying on because that sort of righteousness, I don't know if it's going to let me use it if I'm deflowered. So, Caden's like, alright, we can just kiss. Just kissing's fine. You're a really great kisser. So they have this little cute moment that's just adorable, and I love it so much, and I was like punching myself because I was like, why do you like this so much? Remember how annoying they were in the first book? There's still never that moment where I'm like, yes, they're an OTP. Like, I still don't get that chemistry from Caden and Anna. I just don't get it. It's not there for me, even though they're really hot together. Like, I'll give you that. They are really hot. So then, as they're having this nice big party in LA together, they find out that the Dukes are coming to LA for some reason, which they're like, why the heck are they coming towards us? So Blake's like, I have a great idea. My dad's coming to LA, but he has an island like 30 miles off of the coast that we can go to, because I mean, it's his island, but he definitely won't go there. That's not why they're coming to LA for, right? I mean, that makes no sense, right? They wouldn't use that island. So everyone's like, yeah, that's a great idea. Let's head out to this island that your parent is probably going to come to because he owns it. It's like the only thing in LA waiting for him. So they head off to this island, and lo and behold, who shows up? The Dukes. And I was like, who did not see that coming? Like, no one thought, maybe we should go to SeaWorld instead, somewhere not owned by the Duke who is coming to kill us. Just a suggestion. They have whales and all-day passes. So they end up having this giant plan that they're like, they can't sense us if we're underwater, so let's go stand underwater. And somehow these Nephilim defy all laws of physics and human nature and stay underwater through the midst of hypothermia and all sorts of stuff for hours and hours at a time in freezing cold water. And then when they get out, none of them are like anything worse except for shivering, and they're like, let's all huddle together for body heat. I'm like, yeah, that's how that would go. We do find out, though, that the Dukes are done with the Nephilim. They are going to kill them. This is the signal of war, and now they know that it's on. The Dukes don't know that they know. You get what you following me right here? You get what I'm saying? So Caden and Anna return to her father and tell him everything they found and even admit their relationship. And the dad's like, I'm gonna let this happen, but you guys need to keep it like a secret. Be super careful. Don't even try and hold hands if you think you're alone in a bathroom or anything. Even though, why would they be alone in that? Ooh, bad mental image. Erase. So happily they end the book together, which I really like, because if this got dragged out for a third book, this kind of will they won't they thing, I'd just be so irritated. And I think the Nephilim are stronger together, so the fact that they're building this kind of army is really great, and I'm just really excited to see where the third book goes. I have it waiting for me in the living room. I'm so proud of this book. It's literally so much better than I thought it would be after reading Sweet Evil. Anna, for the most part, became what I wanted her to be in Sweet Evil. She stood up for herself. She got a backbone. She learned to not be so naive and dumb. At the same time, she didn't lose that sweetness, that almost too good goodness of her that made her who she is, which kind of annoyed me, but like at the same time, it's who she is. So, alright, like I said before, I would give this book 4 out of 5 stars. It is a definite improvement in my books. Look how much I tapped. I liked it a lot, especially considering what an improvement it was over the first book. I would definitely recommend it if you've read the first one to at least check this one out because it does get better. So thank you all for watching. I'm Miranda, and I will see you next time. Bye!